everyone, it's Lisa. I'm just making a really quick video here. I want to show you, you're going to hear the lawnmower in the background, and I'm going to show you what I'm making tonight for dinner. We're just going to have something really easy, really quick that I'm making. I wanted to get pizza, and when I went over to the pizza place that we normally get pizza from, they were closed, and I haven't picked up pizza in a long time. But I wanted some pizza today. I didn't want to get into cooking a full meal, so I decided to go on ahead and go to my local supermarket, and I am going to show you what I picked up and how this can work for you too. It's my husband, he's cutting the grass. So this is the pizza round that I picked up. It says take and bake. It's round pizza. It's a thin crust, and you put this in the oven for $4.25. So if you have a Price Chopper where you live, or even Publix or any store like that, you can find pizzas that are already made, and it costs me $4.99. And then you can go on ahead and you can just add your own toppings, and that's what I did. I added peppers from the gardens, I added onions and mushrooms. I'm going to add a little bit more pizza sauce on top, but this is just so simple, just great. Oh, and I'm going to add spinach leaves, so I got to put some spinach leaves on this. And it was just what I was really in the mood to have today. I really didn't want to get into cooking. I did take out some meat that I was throwing out, and I was going to actually, cook. But then we were like, we don't really want to get into that today. I love spinach on my pizza. My husband and I both do. You ever have one of those days that you just don't feel like getting into pulling out all your pots and pans and making something big? Well, that's how I felt today. That's how my husband felt. So we're like, we'll just get a pizza. So I got 2 pizzas. They were $4.99 each, and I ended up getting 2, and I'm going to put one away in the freezer that we can have another time. And I think that's a great price. Basically, $10 for 2 pizzas. That is a really good price. So I'm going to put some of this sauce on my pizza on top of it now, and it just gives it that extra kick, that extra flavor. Yeah, so it's pretty good. Here we go. Put some pizza on top, some pizza sauce. I just like to drizzle it a little bit. This is good sauce, actually. And we'll have leftovers also. We like leftovers because it's great for lunches, for work, or for the next day or 2 days later for a meal, another meal. Oh, there we go. We could just spread it around. Then I'm just going to pop this in the oven at 425. Don't throw out your jars, because your jars, you can use them for recanning, or you could just use them for leftovers. You could put leftovers in these jars and stick them in your fridge. So I like to save my jars sometimes. Some jars I throw out if it's, causing too much clutter. But this is just a great jar to have, and I really like these jars. I'm going to show you some of the broth I made the other day. I actually made it with ribs. That's with pork. So it's pork broth. And I am so looking forward to using it because I've made broth before. So one thing I don't like to do is leave the mushrooms in the container. I like to take out my mushrooms, or if it's tomatoes or vegetables or whatever it is, and I like to put them in a Ziploc bag. They just stay fresher like that to me. It's just a lot easier than leaving them in the container. I think they get spoiled quicker than if you just separate them and get them out the container. They just last a little longer and they're fresher. So, but you can use these little containers. You can actually use them in your greenhouse to grow, starters or whatever you want. You can actually use those, but I'm going to seal these up. Put these away. So I have this deer meat here. This is steak deer meat. So what I'm going to do with this, I'm actually going to season it, and I'm going to put it away. This is what I was going to make tonight, but I'm going to season it really well, marinate it really well. It's going to go away in the fridge, and then I might cook it another day. I'm not going to cook it today. But this is the broth that I made. Yes. Now, this is not long term. Okay, that's why I ran out of the caps for my jars. These caps right here. I ran out of them. So I went on ahead. I had this one. So I went on ahead, just put some aluminum foil, covered it really good. And look how pretty that is. Okay, so now I'm going to open up these. Take them out the plastic, and I'm going to marinate these. I'm definitely going to wash them. So deer meat was not something that we ate in my home growing up in the city. We just didn't do that. Some friends invited us over, That was the first time I had deer meat. And then I kind of liked it. And I was like, okay, this is not bad. But then one day my husband and I cooked it. It was so good. And I love the ground deer, like ground beef. I like deer burgers. Oh, they're delicious. So now I'm going to put some garlic on here. And what I'll do is put some minced onion. I should put some of that seasoning. I'll put some of this. This is called sea salt. So I'm going to put some of that. And you just go like this, a little bit, not too much. So let's put some sea salt in there to give it a little flavor. Just a little bit, un poquito. There we go. Get my hands in there. So yeah, so do you like deer meat? Do you like it? I like it. I know, I just have to say this before I get somebody come on here and say, oh, you're eating deer, that's terrible. God gave us certain animals for us to enjoy, like cows and chickens and stuff like that. Now, I always say to each his own. There are some people that are, I was going to say veterans. Yeah, there are some people that are veterans. There are some people that are vegetarians and they will not eat meat. And I respect that. And we do like our deer meat, and we do like our cow meat, and we do like our chickens. Don't we, honey?
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do. So we enjoy it. Everything in moderation. So we enjoy it. So sometimes we need not to judge people and say, well, look, they're eating cows, or they're eating this, or they're eating that. To each his own. That's everybody's opinion, what they want to eat. If they don't like it, they don't have to eat it. You know, that's the way I always see it, right? So there you go. And now we're going to check on the pizza, because I think the pizza is almost ready. And I'm going to put this in my Ziploc bag. Get it in there. I'll just do it with my hands. My hands are clean. Let's put it in there. There we go. And then I'm going to add a little bit of that broth. Okay. So now I'm going to add a little bit of my broth. Matter of fact, all of it. There it goes. And let it, and my broth actually, when I had the ribs in there, I had other stuff in there, like seasoning and stuff, so the broth is really, really good. And that's the way I marinate it, and then I let it sit overnight. And what happens is when you cook it, it's going to be very tender and very good, because deer meat is a really funny thing. You just really have to cook it the right way. If you don't, you're probably not going to like it. You're not going to want to eat it. But if you tenderize it, marinate it, let it sit for a couple of days, and then cook it up, it's going to be delicious. There you go. That's the pizza. So it's all ready. And look how delicious that is. That's a very easy way to make pizza in your home. And just make it easy. Now I'm going to go on ahead and put the deer meat inside the fridge. I want to say thank you for all those who have joined my channel. And I really appreciate it. Thank you for joining. I hope you really have a nice time and you enjoy the videos I put out. I put out a collaboration of videos, which are videos on, you know, homemaking. They can be videos on inspirational. They could be videos on a book, my favorite book of the month, because you know, as homemakers, it's a group of things that make us homemakers, right? It's not just one particular thing that makes us a homemaker. So I like to share everything about homemaking, and I really have fun making these videos and sharing them with you. I really enjoy reading your comments. That's another thing I look forward to, or reading your stories, or what you plan, or some of your tips you always give me. If you ever have a prayer request, feel free. It doesn't have to be anything personal. I'm going to put my email down here so you can email me if you ever need to email me. It's may God bless everyone. I'll talk to everyone in the next video. Bye.